I guess not. Let's see. There we go. But, oops, dang it. Let me do that again. All right. Let's make that small. Put that up there. There we go. All right. So I'm making a cup of coffee here. This is just a test live. We're doing a poll. We are doing a poll. So what is going on here while I'm making the coffee and I'm going to head to the couch? I'm going to explain everything of what is going on with the channel and the changes that have come from YouTube. So let's see if we can make it over to the couch. I'm inside my house. You guys are looking inside of my actual house. So let's get the coffee over here. We're bumping around from 1 to 3 viewers. Oh, so let's sit down and then I'll tell you the entire story. Well, I don't know if I can. I cannot change the video view. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. That's my TV. So you're looking at the television there. Okay, now we'll flip. And there we are. Okay, so maybe I'll put it over here, or maybe I'll put it over here where the lighting is a little bit better. There we go, right there. Okay, so this is what is going on. YouTube has changed everything again. This year has been crazy. So 6 months ago, as soon as 2026 hit, the algorithm changed, and then it changed again massively about a month or two ago. The new thing is this. Political stuff is getting flagged, and it's no longer being pushed unless you already established and have a ton of traffic coming from all sides. So John London, that's your new account. Hi. Hey, yeah, Grandpa Leroy. What's up, man? Good to see you. You are one of the few. Okay, so a month or two ago, YouTube changed again. Before it changed, the previous change was this. I've got 10,000 subscribers, right? 10,400, somewhere around there. Here's the fact. 99.9% of the subscriber base never gets notified of my videos, even if you have the notifications turned on. Now, why are they doing that? Well, it's because they've changed the way that they're building traffic and viewers on YouTube. So instead of the subscribers being the foundation of your channel and getting notifications, what they do is they will test out your video on a very small slice of your subscriber base. They might send it to 10 people and that's it, or 5. And then they're going to check out and see what happens in the first 30 seconds when those handful of hand-picked people get the video. If they click off, if they don't hit the like button quick, or if they swipe away, or whatever, then your video dies. It dies right there on the shelf. It goes nowhere. If they go bananas, then they'll test it on strangers. And so instead of doling out that video to the subscriber base, they're going to send it out to another test group of, say, 200 strangers that are not subscribed. Then they check out and see what their reaction was. Now, if that little cluster responds well, then they bump it up to the next tier and the next tier and the next tier. So for example, when I did the first Eric Swalwell video, that one hit right at the exact time that the news was dropping. And then the title was just right, curiosity, the you won't believe this type of style. And it was funny, kind of humorous. It was just right. And so that video ended up getting 40,000 views and it made me a couple $100. But that was luck. And those 40,000 views weren't the subscribers. I'll bet you anything that 5% of my subscribers saw that video that got 40,000 views. And so it kept getting bumped up the distribution curve, okay, because it was getting the metrics that said, hey, test this out on a bigger and bigger audience. So I thought I'd hit the jackpot. I thought I was back, but I was not. I was in the YouTube lottery and I was winning. I had the winning ticket with that video. And so then the follow-up video got 11,000 views. The one after that dropped to 2,500. The next one after that, 1,500, then 1,000. And then it was done. And now I'm back to 100 video views each. So say, for instance, I just dropped the big Kamala video tonight and it's probably sitting at 10 views. Kamala is supposedly the #1 most controversial person in politics right now that I could be reporting on to get massive views. It's not getting views. It was Timu Obama. I was getting massive views. I dropped a Timu Obama video, pulled 7,000 views. Now you're lucky to get 100 on Timu Obama. My Ilhan Omar videos that used to get thousands of views, that's dropped down to 100, maybe 150 because of the changes. So they are basically testing out all of my videos on complete strangers that have never seen me before and then trying to see how viral it goes. And they dole it out in bigger chunks on a new distribution curve based on the performance. So that's how that works. Instead of doling out your video to the people that subscribes that say, hey, I want to see your videos. Those days are gone. So that's gone. So then they were pushing where they say that more cinematic, that gets more weight now. And then the style and the type and the topic, where you used to be able to rage and go off and trigger nerves talking about politics, that would get you huge views. No, not anymore. Now you're getting punished for that. If you mention a politician in a title, if you put a picture of a politician in a thumbnail, you actually get put in a penalty box and they don't push that video. So they're trying to stay safe. They're trying to keep out of controversial politics. YouTube is trying to say we're avoiding fake news or propaganda or, whatever. Okay. And they are on the liberal side. So in fact, one of the flagged words is American government or saying the United States of America or American values because they've connected that to nationalism. So now nationalism is a bad word that is flagged because they connect nationalism to, say, fascism, all of the stupid words that liberals come up with that they go bananas about. So that's just the way that it is. Now, here's the problem. The problem is it takes me a long time to produce these videos and to edit. It's eaten up a ton of time and I'm not making any money. And my businesses are suffering. So I haven't been spending as much time in my consulting or the body shop or the other things that I do because I'm trying to push and break through with these YouTube videos. And the more I change, the less that the video views get. And the harder I work at it, the more it's not working. Yeah. And so my son, who I had hired to help me out, I can't pay him anything because the channel is not making money. So it's a double-edged sword because it's an opportunity cost. So it used to be the time I spent on here, I would make money and cover for where I'd be working elsewhere. Now I'm spending time on the YouTube channel and not making money, and I'm losing money of where I could be working elsewhere. So that's a double-edged sword. That is what you call opportunity cost. YouTube is now pushing fun, humor, hobbies, traveling, all the nice little things that are politically correct. They don't like the politics going on, and they're probably pissed because Democrats are losing their grip on reality and Republicans are winning right now. And the people behind YouTube don't like that. You know that Google is a very left-leaning corporation. And so they're going to squelch that with everything that they've got. And if you remember during the Biden administration, you couldn't talk about barely anything. And a lot of conservatives got their shows banned, taken off of YouTube. One of the biggest examples was Doug in Exile. I used to love watching Doug in Exile, one of the best channels. You should go check him out. He disappeared in 2021. he was banned for nearly 4 years. And then he finally came, he started a secondary channel. He had 500,000 subscribers, had to start over, and built up about maybe 20, 30,000 subscribers from 500,000. And then they released it after Trump won in office. Back during the Biden administration, you were not allowed to talk about things like COVID. You couldn't say that. You had to make all the little code words because they would listen into your video. And if you hit on a trigger word, you would get stumped or you could have your video taken down. And you definitely could not have that stuff in the thumbnail or the title. Well, things got better when Trump came in and all of the AI engines allowed you to discuss politics and all the things that it used to shut you down rock solid because of the executive order that Trump passed about a month after he got into office. But now that we're heating up in this 2026 midterm thing, YouTube has doubled down. You thought it was bad before, it's horrible now. It's 10 times worse. 10 times worse. So there used to be maybe a handful of words that you knew were trigger words that would get you flagged or where they would pretty much SHIT can your video and it would sit on the shelf and collect dust. Well, that handful of words is now several hundred words, if not a few thousand. And there are words that would shock you, words that you think, what is wrong with this word? Stuff that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but they connect them to other words where they think that this could lead to somebody that we are gonna think that's pushing a conservative commentary. And so when you look at the list of flagged words, you'd be like, oh my God, they have lost their ever-loving mind. You wouldn't believe it. So it is 10 times harder now for a conservative commentary to produce videos and win the YouTube lottery and get a good placement on the distribution curve, much less get your stuff served out to your own subscriber base because they're not doing that anymore. So the big channels that are already established like Stephen Gardner, Doug in Exile, and everybody else, they have an infrastructure outside of YouTube like Patreon, a blog, an email server. That's why I decided to come up with an email system where you send me your email and I put out an email with the video links every time I do a new video. Thus far, I don't have anybody's email, so I don't know if that's going to work, and that would take forever. It's not going to solve the problem of not making any money doing this. So as a result, we got the poll up here. I'm going to make a decision on changing everything with this channel. And it could mean only going live to talk about stuff with very vague titles, to doing explainer videos or history or, explaining how government works and leaving alone all of the stuff that hits all of the trigger words where none of the videos that I put out there after spending hours of time producing a video only to get 10 views in the first, couple of hours, which means that it's going to go nowhere and make no money. And even the shorts have taken a hit. My shorts, I was about to get back into the high numbers. I was in the 1,000 to 2,500 views per short. Guess what? That's down to under 100 because the political shorts are getting nailed. So that's gone. So that is the update. That's what's going on. And that's why I thought, well, I'll just go live right now and just see what happens. I see we got like 9 viewers. I remember at the peak of the Tiffany Henyard mess, we went live once during the Dalton board meeting. We had 1,300 people viewing all at once. 1,300. 9 is about what I'll get now on any live video. I mean, that's it. And so I can build around that though, because if we go with a specific day and a specific time and just go live and talk, and maybe I do a show and tell or present stuff or what's going on in politics, and we poke fun at Timu Obama, APAC Obama, that could work. Okay. And then maybe we can build a revenue model on 2 things. One, it could be begging you for money for super thanks, super chats. And the other, getting a channel sponsor like Chapter. I know a lot of people are sick of hearing about Chapter, but Chapter is actually a really, really, really good company. And I'm not sponsored by them, so this is for free for them. I take care of my mom. She's 89 years old and has dementia. And we are on Medicare and have Plan B. And I know everything that they're saying about Chapter is legit. And it's a very, very good company and it's free. And if I'm going to do a sponsorship, that's a company I definitely would like to go after is them. So that could help. Now I'm going to read the comments. Let's see here. We got actual comments. That is good. That is good. I like to see that. So we got Grandpa Leroy in the house. Angie RN, who is one of the OGs. She is in the house. Hi, Angie. It's always great to have you here. She said, I wish this would get out to more conservative views. I know. It's like I've thought about trying to connect with a pre-existing list or a Facebook group. I've tried to connect with Facebook groups and it's just not working. You would think that people would be all over this, and especially here in a black conservative perspective, that would go. And so I might try to still see if I can find an established group that has, say, 10,000, 20,000 members that we could say, hey, I can produce direct content for you and news reporting and give commentary. So that might be an idea. I have a feeling that this is going out to the Tiffany crew. Well, even they're not getting it, and they are largely liberal. So most of the subscriber base of the 10,400, I can guarantee you that about 8,000 of those are the wrong people. They're the wrong ones. They're liberal Democrats that get pissed and don't want to hear anybody conservative talking against the Democratic Party, because it's all the people that are in the Democratic cult and stuck on the Democratic plantation. So there's that. Sherry Himes. Hello, Sherry Himes. Sherry Himes. Yeah. Thank you for that 100% agreement. Okay. Grandpa Leroy says, I voted this year, but this is your opinion and content. I can't tell which way you choose. That's good, because I like to keep it ambiguous. I don't want people thinking that I'm wearing a blue hat or a red hat. You do know I'm a conservative, though. You know that. And so I can say that there are some Democrats that I love. Most of them have been kicked out of the party. Tulsi Gabbard is one of them. Of course, John Fetterman is another. So when you look back in history, and I tried to establish myself for talking about this and making it a topic, that a lot of your Democrats, okay, the Democrats of today are not the Democrats of your parents and your grandparents. Those Democrats are gone. After Barama Obama, after Barack Obama's second term, they went to desperation mode, and all the values that they stood for out the window. Okay. Even Slick Willie in his first term and second term, back when he was in the office, had a lot of conservative principles. He talked about guarding the border and deporting people. Hillary Clinton talked about deporting people, making people, speak English. But that's all gone. That is gone. So you can read between the lines. I don't like being brainwashed and stuck within a party, but I have the same conservative values that I always have had before. So you tell me, who do you think I'm voting for? There's a certain group of people that think boys should be able to play in women's sports. There's a certain group of people who thinks it's okay to allow 20 million people into the country and then tell the working class citizens that they have to pay for them to have free health care and free room and board and free food. Yeah. Certain group of people that thinks that me as a black person would appreciate spending my taxpayer money on everybody else in the world so they can have free health care, while they say reparations. You're never going to get reparations. A certain political group thinks that black people should stay in the back of the line just like they were in the back of the bus during the Jim Crow days. But we're supposed to be happy in the back of the line while they hand over everything, lock, stock, and barrel, to illegals. Yeah, you try to go down the center. I can't vote for the majority of Democrats. We're the same in that regard. So, that's kind of what's happening. And on the poll here, it says 50-50 with 2 people voting. So if you're watching, I want you to click right now and vote. Do I change everything with the Go Political channel or not? And keep on doing this. Here's some other ideas that I could do. I could do a lot more unedited content where I just jump on and talk and hit stuff and not worry about it and treat it as a hobby and not a revenue model. And that way I'm not spending tons of time editing and taking away from the time that I have to spend on money making things, right? I could do that. I could do more live streams and just focus on jumping on live and doing presentations and just sharing with you, the friends. I mean, honestly, okay, we got about as many subscribers out of the 10,400. The ones that are really subscribers are probably here. It says 9 viewing right now, and I'll bet you 9 is the extent. Okay, and one of the chief subscribers, Assistant Caroline, is at work tonight, so I know that she's not on, but she's definitely one of the people that was there from the jump. And you people know who you are, the ones that are always there, the ones that always comment. Dwayne Manziel, Brian's Welding in St. Louis. Hadn't heard from him in a while. We got a few people there. We also have John Luna, who's just disappeared into the ethers. John was here all the time on every live stream during the Tiffany Henyard days. If things get back going with Tiffany Henyard, I'm willing to cover all of that, just for the reason that, okay, maybe it'll make a little bit of money, even though I'll pick up thousands of whiny, ignorant, ridiculous, brainless liberal viewers. And, I'm okay with that because, hey, they'll watch and they pay for themselves. So I can put up with that. So I was thinking before that I had to stop with the Tiffany Henyard content altogether, that I would never be able to report on that again because it'll ruin the channel and keep me stuck in a box. But there's no more box to be stuck in. That's gone. That is gone. Bob and Vicky. All right. Well, I'm glad to know that you would listen to me talk about whatever. And thoughts on topics that you'd be following in the moment. Yeah. Okay. Like Democrat elections in California. California is fascinating right now. And I've been watching and following everything happening in California, and it's so disgusting. The reason is because of this young lady who came from the University of Missouri, Mizzou grad, all right? A few years ago, when I started my business, it was called Gadget Gurus. It was a technology business. I used to repair devices, cell phones, tablets, computers, and stuff. And I did a grand opening, and then I had a few commercials. And the young lady that they sent from KRCG TV 13, the CBS station here in Central Missouri, was none other than Ashley Zavala. Yep, that's right. The Ashley Zavala. Look her up. It's, I think, Ash Zav. Just type up Ashley Zavala. She's on KCRA. It's funny because she went from KRCG to KCRA. I think it's KCRA 7 or 5 in the state of California. And Ashley is the #1 reporter in the state of California. Ashley Zavala. Look her up. She is amazing. So young Ashley, right after she had graduated and was working at KRCG TV 13, was the one that came and did my commercials and the live reporting to announce the opening of my business here in Jefferson City. And so now she is the #1 conservative-leaning reporter who is amazing, that is at KCRA in California. And so follow her on Instagram. She's got a great following. And I stay in touch with Ashley. I always post comments on her coverage. And she is one of the best reporters that is out there. And I am predicting that Ashley is going to become the next national powerhouse. Okay, we have one other young one that went to school with my kids that became a national personality, who went to Jefferson City High School, went to Mizzou School of Journalism, which is like #1 in the nation. She was on TV at KOMU Channel 8 in Columbia, and then she made Fox News. And that was Ashley Strohmeyer. Yeah. And so she was on Fox News until I think she decided to retire and is having kids now. So check out Ashley Zavala, and I'm glad you said that. I will do more California content. Maybe we can build around that. Angie, you like that? She says she's agreeing with Bob and Vicky. That's good to know. Pratt. Oh, yeah, go Pratt. I know. I should be reporting on Pratt, maybe focusing on that. We could go niche and just go into some of those areas that are less national. but get a lot of attention. Okay, SMD, shaking my damn head 99, said they're trying to shut people up. Yeah, they are. That's Google for you. I can't believe they shut down Cooking with Frank. I know they did. That's so sad. I got to try to find out a way I can get in touch with him. I think I still got his email. I'm going to have to reach out with him. Yeah, Google's doubling down. YouTube is doubling down. They're worse than they've ever been, and it sucks. It just really sucks. We're breaking records here, though. We've got 10 likes and we have 14 viewers. And if you haven't voted, click now. Go ahead and click the survey now because I need your input on the direction that the channel is going to go from this point in America. So I would appreciate it if you would vote right now, and hopefully Jim Crow 2.0 is not stopping you from voting on my poll. So I ask you, don't F around and find out by not voting on my poll right there. Vote in the poll and let me know, America, so we can move forward. I'm working on that. That's my Timu Obama impression. Yeah, Bob and Vicky says that people need to click the like button. I mean, there's 13 people here, there's 13 likes, and I know there's people in and out. There's probably more than just 13 people that have clicked the like button. We got to have more there. Okay. Oh, you can't get the survey to allow you to vote. Well, that sucks. Let me see if I can vote. Let me try it. Okay, it won't let me vote on my own survey, but it says here that we have. Let me blow it up here. It says that we have 5 votes. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so 5 votes. We say that probably means 2 for yes to change everything, 3 for no. And I like the hybrid approach. I like the idea. Bob and Vicky's idea is better than my poll even. So I think I'm going to go for Bob and Vicky's idea. Also, would you support just me doing more live streams from the phone? I want you to type phone in the comments below if you'd like me doing live stream from the phone. And so here's the reason why I need to know this. It's because, okay, yes, that's very good. When I do live stream from the computer, there's a lot of setup that's going on, a lot of editing. I got to make a thumbnail. I got to get the stream set up and all that crap. But when I'm going straight from the phone, I can just click a button and I go. Okay, that's good to know. Bob and Vicky says either. That's good to know. Who else? Let me know. Type phone if you like just phone live streams like this. If you want me to do this more often, I will, because I can do this from wherever I am. If I'm at the body shop working, if I'm in my office working, if I'm outside, if I'm out taking care of my mom's. Angie RN says phone. I definitely, that has a lot of weight because that's Angie, who is an OG, who has been there from the jump. Shaking my damn head 99 said phone. Okay, Grandpa Leroy, California content. Thank you. That's outstanding. We can definitely do that. Chris Z is in the house. What is up, Chris Z? Okay. Chris Z is one of the originals. We used to argue about Tiffany Henyard and stuff, for and against. And boy, we used to get into it, and it was so much fun. And then we found a lot in common where Chris Z has a lot of conservative values just like I do. And Chris Z also, I don't think, wears a Republican or a Democrat hat. Kind of a lot like me. Chris Z 3369, one of my favorite people. I always get excited when I see Chris Z in the comments. I look forward to that. And I'm very glad that you are here, Chris Z. One of the OGs, one of the originals. Holy smokes, back in the good old days. So Chris Z, I was asking everybody before, once Tiffany information starts to heat up again, I will get back into that. Would you enjoy that? Holy mackerel, thank you very much, Angie RN. You are absolutely the best. The $10 super thanks with a kitty cat sticker. Thank you. Mwah. I appreciate that so much. Love you much. That definitely will help pay the bills. I mean, like, holy mackerel. The subscriptions that I have to produce this stuff, it's just crazy. I'm paying nearly, when you include the internet access, the high speed to be able to do the live streams, and then all the subscription models, I'm spending like 250 bucks a month for this, and now I ain't making no money. So the $10 goes a long way. Thank you, Angie RN. I appreciate you for that. Dylan12345 says hi. Gracias. Now, Grandpa says why. I don't know what you're asking why about. I forgot what we were talking about. Would you please explain yourself? Tiff is in Georgia, yeah, and she is running for county commissioner under the Republican ticket. So that's great and all that she's talking like a Republican now, even though I don't believe a word of it. But it was pretty smart of her to suck up to Trump and to say that she's a Republican. Hopefully, I think it's great she went to Fulton County because I think Fulton County is chock full of idiots that are stuck in the liberal Democratic Party. I don't think they're stupid enough to vote her into office, though. I really don't. So I don't think she has any chance of winning. And I wonder if she even believes herself that if she has a chance of winning or if she's just doing this as a publicity stunt. What do you think? But as soon as the freaking FBI would get off at the rear end and get this case going, man, we'll have some fun because then I could do the little court reporting that I was doing before because that was working really well. Why was a mistype? Okay. So if they can get off of it and get moving again, that would be great. Another thing about live streaming from the phone is not as exhausting as doing it from the computer, and I don't know why. It is exhausting. It's hard to do this, but it is easier from the phone. And if it sounds good, if the audio is good, hey, then that's all good. And I can always have printed out notes or read off of my laptop screen and sit here on the couch and then talk about the stuff that we need to talk about. Mayor, what's her name? Karen Bass. Is it Karen Bass in Los Angeles? I need to cover that because that's just such a crazy story. I need to cover the mayoral race there and then talk about all of the nonsense going on with the legislature in California spending just hundreds of millions or billions of dollars on that Capitol annex. And these are the same people that sit around and complain about Trump building the ballroom. I can't understand that. It's like, okay, Trump builds a ballroom with all private money and people complain. What the heck? You would think that the United States would have a ballroom at the Capitol by now, and we don't. Trump solves that problem, they complain. Trump solves the problem of the reflecting pool being full of algae, looking gross and disgusting. People complain. He did a no bid contract so he could get it done now and not wait for 2 years. I agree with that. And so now they're complaining because they spent $13 million when Obama spent $39 million and didn't get the thing done. So here you got these people out in California that will not discuss and expose the details of the contract and the expenditures on the Capitol complex. They won't tell the people, the taxpayers, but those same folks are mad. They're mad because Trump is building a ballroom. Just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Okay, yeah, Bob and Vicky, I will do that. I will definitely do that. So anyhow, I just wanted to update you guys so you know what is going on, and I do appreciate all of you people being here in support of the Go Political channel. I do depend on you for your continued lifting up of the principles of the black conservative type of thinking. It warms my heart, keeps me moving, keeps me going. So I encourage you to keep tuning in, and I will keep pumping out the live streams so you can be educated from a black conservative perspective on what's going on in this country. So tell your friends, tell Cousin Pookie, let him know, Cousin Pookie, You need to watch the Go Political channel. Okay, yeah, the Cali Bridge to Nowhere. That's a good one. The high-speed train, all of that. I will hit all of that. Thank you very much. So, it's been a fantastic live stream. Great live stream. One of the best. Simply one of the best. Talking to some of the best people out there. These are just purely the best people I have ever had an experience with out there in the YouTube sphere. Wonderful people. Wonderful people. Quite frankly, the best. All right. I'm going to get to the shop and get some work done. Thank you for being here. LA Mayor primary is in June the 2nd. Yes. Okay. Well, we'll stay on top of that. Thank you so much. That's all for this one, guys. Thank you for voting. We'll see you on the next live stream. This is Carlton, and I am out.